All right, y'all, welcome to part 2. If you're just joining us, here's the quick recap. In this timeline, both Goku and Broly were born with the legendary Super Saiyan mutation, that once in a thousand years power that basically makes you a walking extinction event. King Vegeta, terrified of what Frieza would do if he found out, exiled both infants to different planets. Broly went to the hellscape of Vampa. Goku went to Earth. But here's where things diverged from canon in a big way. Goku's legendary power was so overwhelming that his adoptive grandfather, Gohan, had to teach him to suppress it. Not just control, suppress. Lock it away. Compress it down to human levels every waking hour just to avoid accidentally destroying everything around him. The problem? The legendary mutation is like a muscle. It grows when you use it. Every fight, every emotional spike, every moment of stress feeds the mutation and makes it stronger. But Goku spent his entire childhood forcing it into dormancy. And a muscle you never use, it atrophies. So, Goku's limitless potential has been slowly dying inside him for over 2 decades. He's the strongest being on Earth, sure, but he's a fraction of what he could be. And worse, he locked away his emotions along with his power. Because feeling things led to power spikes, and power spikes led to destruction, and destruction led to his grandfather dying under a boulder that Goku's own strength inadvertently caused. Yeah, it's tragic. We covered all of this in part 1. By the end of part 1, Goku had speed run through the original Dragon Ball storyline, Pilaf, Red Ribbon, King Piccolo, without breaking a sweat. He's married to Chi-Chi, has a baby son named Gohan, and is completely emotionally unavailable to both of them. He's a caged star, slowly dying from the inside out, and he doesn't even realize how broken he actually is. But everything is about to change, because Raditz is coming to Earth, and the transmission he sends, it's going to reach ears that Goku never expected. It's going to set off a chain of events that leads to the one thing Goku never thought he'd find, someone who actually understands. Let's get into it. It's been 4 years since Goku married Chi-Chi. 4 years of the same routine: suppress, maintain, protect, feel nothing. Little Gohan is 4 years old now, a bright-eyed kid who doesn't understand why his father never smiles. Chi-Chi has mostly stopped trying to reach her husband emotionally. She focuses on Gohan instead, pouring all the love she can't give to Goku into their son. It's a quiet morning when Goku senses something entering Earth's atmosphere. Not a threat, exactly. Just something different. An energy signature unlike anything he's felt on this planet. An energy signature that feels somehow familiar. Raditz's pod crashes in a field outside East City. The long-haired Saiyan warrior emerges, stretching muscles cramped from the journey, and activates his scouter to scan for his long-lost brother. The device starts cataloging power levels. Farmers in the distance, 5. City dwellers, 4 to 6. Standard weak species, nothing interesting. Then it locks onto something else. Reading subject, watching the numbers climb. 5, 50, 500, 5,000. The scouter starts making a high-pitched whining sound. The numbers keep climbing. What the? 50,000, 75,000, 99,000. The scouter explodes. Raditz stumbles back, shards of the device embedding in his cheek, staring at the smoking ruins of technology that's supposed to be able to read power levels up to 99,999. That's impossible, he breathes. He pulls out a backup unit. Every elite warrior carries spares, and tries again. Same result. The moment it locks onto the distant power signature, the numbers spiral out of control and the device self-destructs. Raditz stands there in the crater of his landing site, blood dripping down his face from the scouter shrapnel, trying to process what he just witnessed. His baby brother, the low-class warrior sent to conquer a primitive planet, has a power level that breaks scouters. And here's the thing Raditz realizes, the detail that terrifies him most. The reading seemed compressed, like it was being held back by something. Like what he was detecting wasn't even the full extent of the power. His power is suppressed? Raditz whispers. But to what level? If the scouter couldn't even register it, he needs backup. He needs to tell Vegeta. But first, he needs to find his brother. Raditz tracks the energy signature to a small island in the middle of the ocean. Kame House, Master Roshi's place. Goku is there with Gohan, visiting old friends. Krillin and Roshi are present, chatting about nothing in particular. It's a peaceful scene, domestic and calm. Then Raditz descends from the sky. He's imposing. Tall, muscular, long hair flowing behind him, Saiyan armor gleaming in the sunlight. His tail is wrapped around his waist like a belt, a detail that makes Goku's eyes narrow almost imperceptibly. Kakarot, Raditz announces, landing in front of the group. I am Raditz, your brother. I've come to bring you home. Then there is silence. Krillin and Roshi exchange confused glances. Goku just stares at the newcomer with that blank expression he's perfected over 2 decades of emotional suppression. Brother, Goku repeats. Not a question, not surprise, just acknowledgement. Yes, you were sent to this planet as an infant to conquer it, but clearly you failed or forgot your mission. No matter. Come with me now, and together we'll serve Lord Frieza as Saiyan warriors. We'll conquer planets, grow stronger, restore our race to glory. Raditz is putting on a good show, all confidence and bravado, but inside he's terrified. Every second he's this close to Goku, he can feel that impossible power pressing against his senses like standing next to a star. Goku considers the offer for approximately 2 seconds. No. What? No. I won't conquer planets. I won't serve this Frieza. I live here. This is my home. Raditz's eye twitches. You don't understand. This isn't a request, Kakarot. Lord Frieza commands. No. Same monotone, same empty expression, like he's discussing the weather rather than refusing a galactic warlord's recruitment pitch. Raditz clenches his fists. He'd planned for this possibility, the possibility that his brother had gone native, forgotten his heritage, needed motivation. His eyes land on little Gohan, hiding behind Goku's leg, staring up at the scary man with the tail. Then I'll take your son as hostage, Raditz snarls, lunging forward. He grabs Gohan with one hand, lifting the crying child by his shirt, and blasts into the sky before anyone can react. Come find me at my landing site if you want to see your brat alive, he shouts over his shoulder. You have 3 hours. He's betting on parental instinct, overriding whatever strange passivity has infected his brother. Nobody can ignore a threat to their child, right? Raditz gets about half a mile before Goku appears in front of him. No warning, no buildup. One instant, the sky is empty. The next instant, Goku is just there, floating in the air with one hand extended toward Gohan. Raditz's blood runs cold. How? I didn't even see you. Goku doesn't respond. He simply takes Gohan out of Raditz's grip, movements so fast that Raditz's eyes can't track them. One moment his nephew is in his hand, the next moment the child is tucked safely against Goku's chest. Leave Earth, Goku says. Same monotone. But there's something underneath it now, a pressure, a weight, or die. And Raditz, veteran warrior of the Frieza Force, conqueror of dozens of planets, makes the smartest decision of his life. He doesn't fight. He doesn't argue. He drops to a lower altitude and stays very, very still, because he just felt something in that moment when Goku caught up to him. A flicker of that suppressed power, briefly unleashed. And even that flicker was enough to make Raditz understand with perfect clarity that he is hopelessly, laughably outmatched. I'll wait at my landing site, Raditz manages to say. Prince Vegeta is coming. He'll want to meet you. Goku stares at him for a long moment. Then, without another word, he vanishes, reappearing at Kame House with Gohan in his arms. Raditz floats alone in the sky, shaking. Then he activates his scouter's communication function. Vegeta! Emergency transmission! On the other side of the galaxy, Prince Vegeta looks up from his meal with mild annoyance. Raditz's voice is coming through the scouter, panicked and breathless. What is it, Raditz? Did you find your brother? Yes. But Vegeta, his power level, my scouter broke trying to read it. It's over 99,999. Repeat, over 99,999. Nappa, sitting across from Vegeta, nearly chokes on his food. Over 99,999? That's impossible. That's stronger than the Ginyu Force. Vegeta doesn't respond immediately. His eyes have gone distant, calculating. And you're certain of this reading? He asks slowly. The scouter exploded twice, and it seemed like he was suppressing it. Like that wasn't even his full power. Interesting. Vegeta, what do we do? I can't fight him. He caught up to me in mid-flight without even trying. He took his son out of my hands before I could blink. Vegeta is quiet for a long moment. Then, we'll be there in 1 week. Do not engage him. Do not provoke him. Just wait. Understood. The transmission ends. Nappa stares at Vegeta. Are we really going to that backwater planet for one Saiyan? For a Saiyan with power over 99,999? Yes, Nappa. We're going. Vegeta's lips curl into something that might be a smile. I need to see this for myself. But neither of them knows that their conversation was intercepted. Frieza Force listening posts are always active, always monitoring Saiyan communications. Standard protocol, Frieza doesn't trust his Saiyan soldiers. Never has. And when a report comes in about a power level exceeding 99,999, that report goes directly to Lord Frieza himself. Aboard his flagship, Lord Frieza reads the intelligence report with growing interest. The tyrant is reclining in his hoverpod, sipping wine from a crystal glass, looking for all the world like a bored aristocrat reviewing his stock portfolio. but his tail is twitching, a subtle tell that those who know him have learned to fear. A Saiyan with power over 99,999, he murmurs. On a planet called Earth. His adjutant, a nervous alien named Berry Blue, waits silently as Lord Frieza processes the information. Pull up the historical records, Frieza commands. Everything related to Saiyan exiles from planet Vegeta. The data appears on his display. Exile reports from planet Vegeta, ordered by King Vegeta himself. 2 infants, born the same day, both with power levels of 10,000 at birth, a number that should be impossible for newborns. Both ordered exiled to remote planets, far from the Saiyan homeworld. Frieza remembers that day. Remembers King Vegeta coming to him with assurances that all potential threats had been dealt with. Remembers the fear in the Saiyan King's eyes, fear that Frieza had attributed to his own magnificence, but now recognizes as something else entirely. The monkey was hiding something, protecting his own race from Frieza's wrath by sacrificing 2 infants to the void. And now one of those infants, maybe both of them, has grown into something that breaks scouters. He lied to me, Frieza whispers, his grip tightening on his wine glass. The crystal cracks. That Monkey King lied to me about the legendary mutations. He told me they were eliminated. The glass shatters. Wine spills across Frieza's pristine white fingers like blood. He doesn't seem to notice. Pull up the exile coordinates, he orders. Where was each infant sent? One to Earth, Lord Frieza, the other to planet Vampa. Vampa, a barren wasteland. No resources, no civilization, nothing but hostile terrain and predatory fauna, a death sentence for any normal infant. But these weren't normal infants. Cross-reference current reports from both locations. Is there any indication that the Vampa exile survived? Unknown, Lord Frieza. There have been no expeditions to Vampa in the records. It's listed as a non-priority system. Frieza smiles. It's not a pleasant expression. I think it's time we change that, don't you? Send a survey team to Vampa, quietly. I want to know if anything interesting is living on that rock. And the Earth exile, Lord Frieza? Let the Saiyans gather. Prince Vegeta is apparently on his way there now. Let them have their little reunion, their pathetic warrior posturing. When the time is right, I'll collect them all at once. He waves a hand dismissively. 2 legendary mutations in 1 generation. My, King Vegeta must have been absolutely terrified. His smile widens. I would have been too, if I were a monkey. The wheels of fate are turning, and Frieza has just become aware of a threat he thought was eliminated decades ago. He's going to enjoy this. 2 pods streak through Earth's atmosphere, landing in a wasteland far from civilization. Vegeta and Nappa emerge, stretching muscles cramped from the journey. Raditz is already there, waiting nervously at a safe distance. Prince Vegeta, he greets, bowing. Thank you for coming. Where is he? Vegeta asks, ignoring the pleasantries. Where is this brother of yours with the impossible power level? I've been monitoring his energy signature. He's at a small house in the mountains. I didn't approach. You told me not to engage. Smart, for once. Vegeta activates his scouter, calibrated to its maximum setting. He points it toward the direction Raditz indicated. Numbers scroll across the display. 1,1200. Vegeta's eyebrow raises. 1,200? That's it? He's suppressing, Raditz insists. I told you, the reading seemed compressed. He's hiding his true power. Hiding a power level of over 99,999 behind a reading of 1,200, Nappa snorts. That's quite the compression. But Vegeta is intrigued rather than dismissive. If Raditz is telling the truth, and the broken scouters suggest he is, then this Earth Saiyan has somehow learned to mask his ki to an extraordinary degree. The question is, why? Take me to him, Vegeta commands. They find Goku in a clearing near his home, apparently waiting for them. Chi-Chi has taken Gohan inside. Goku doesn't want his family anywhere near this conversation. 3 Saiyans land in front of him. Raditz hangs back, still terrified. Nappa sizes Goku up with the eye of a veteran warrior. And Vegeta stares. Because even with his power suppressed, there's something about this Earth-raised Saiyan that feels dangerous. A pressure in the air that has nothing to do with measurable ki. So, Vegeta says, you're the low-class warrior who broke my soldier scouter. Yes. You're suppressing your power. I can tell. The scouter reads 1,200, but that's obviously not your true strength. Yes. To what level? The scanner can only read to 99,999. If Raditz's report is accurate, you exceeded that while still suppressing. I don't know my full power level. I've never released it completely. Vegeta blinks. Never? In your entire life? It would be dangerous. Dangerous to who? Goku doesn't answer immediately. He's looking at Vegeta with that blank expression, but there's something calculating underneath. Assessing. To everyone, he says finally. Including me. Vegeta laughs. It's not a kind sound. You're a Saiyan warrior with power beyond anything I've ever encountered, and you've spent your life hiding it? What a waste. He shakes his head in disgust. No wonder you were sent to this pathetic planet. You're not a conqueror. You're a coward. Goku doesn't react to the insult, but he does tilt his head slightly, curious for the first time in the conversation. You said something earlier about my soldier's scouter. That implies you command Raditz. I'm Prince Vegeta, heir to the Saiyan throne. All Saiyans answer to me. There's a throne? I thought our planet was destroyed. Vegeta's expression flickers. It was. By Frieza. The same Frieza I've served my entire life, planning for the day I can destroy him in return. And Raditz mentioned exile. He said I was sent to Earth as an infant. But that's not the whole story, is it? Now Vegeta is the one who goes quiet. Tell me, Goku says, still monotone. But there's pressure behind the words now. Why was I really sent here? Vegeta considers lying, considers deflecting, but something about Goku's gaze makes him think that would be a mistake. You were exiled, he admits, by my father, King Vegeta. Why? Because of what you are, what you both are. Goku's eyes narrow almost imperceptibly. Both? You weren't the only infant born that day with a power level of 10,000. There was another, a boy named Broly, son of a warrior named Paragus. And for the first time in years, maybe decades, Goku feels something stir inside him. Not much, just a flicker, but it's there. 2, he says slowly. 2 of us? My father was terrified of the legendary Super Saiyan legend, a warrior of limitless power appearing once every 1,000 years. When 2 infants were born on the same day with power levels that should be impossible, he panicked. Exiled you both to different planets, far from Frieza's notice. Where is he? This Broly? Dead, probably. Exiled to planet Vampa, a barren wasteland with no food, no water, no civilization. Even if he survived infancy, he couldn't have lasted long. Goku is quiet. Something is happening inside him, something he hasn't felt in so long he barely recognizes it. Brother. Not Raditz, who shares his blood but nothing else. Not a fellow warrior or a rival or an enemy. Another legendary mutation. Another person born with the same impossible power. Another soul who might understand what it means to carry this curse, this gift. This thing that makes them both more and less than everyone around them. For decades, Goku has believed he was alone, the only one of his kind, the only person in the universe who had to lock themselves away just to survive. And now, you don't know for certain, Goku says, that he's dead. It's been over 20 years. Vampa is a death sentence. But you don't know for certain, Vegeta shrugs. Does it matter? You have power beyond anything I've witnessed, Kakarot. Why do you care about some exile who's probably been dead for decades? Why does he care? Goku isn't sure. He's not supposed to feel things. That was the whole point of the suppression, the emotional lockdown, the walls he built after Grandpa Gohan's death. Feeling leads to power spikes lead to destruction leads to death. But there's someone else like me. Someone who might understand, someone who might know how to control this without suppressing it. Someone who might show me how to live instead of just survive. Fight me, Vegeta says suddenly, interrupting Goku's thoughts. Show me this power that terrified my father. They relocate to a barren wasteland, far from cities or civilization. Nappa and Raditz hang back at a safe distance. Vegeta takes a fighting stance. Whenever you're ready, Kakarot. I should warn you, Goku says. I haven't fought at any significant power level in years. My suppression, it's hard to release. Then try. I want to see what a legendary Super Saiyan can really do. Goku closes his eyes. For years, he's been building walls, constructing dams, locking away the monster inside him behind barriers of meditation and discipline and the constant, exhausting effort of keeping everything contained. Now, for the first time since Grandpa Gohan died, he tries to let it out. It's difficult. The mechanisms have rusted, the pathways have degraded. It's like trying to remember how to run after being paralyzed for years. The body has forgotten how. Goku pushes. Sweat breaks out on his forehead, his muscles tremble. He's fighting against decades of conditioning, trying to unlock a door that's been welded shut from the inside. And then, finally, something gives. A flicker of green-tinted aura surrounds him. Not stable, flickering, inconsistent, but there. The signature of the legendary mutation, visible for the first time since he was an infant. Vegeta's eyes go wide. The pressure in the air increases, dramatically. Even this partial release, this fraction of Goku's suppressed power, is enough to make the ground tremble and the sky darken. That's, Nappa starts, then stops. His scouter is going haywire, numbers spinning out of control. Incredible, Vegeta breathes. Even suppressed for this long, even barely able to release, this pressure is immense. They clash. Vegeta is a prince, an elite warrior. He's been trained since birth, fought across 100 worlds, honed his skills to a razor's edge. His base power level is 18,000, extraordinary by any standard. He comes at Goku with everything he has. The first exchange is brutal. Vegeta's fist connects with Goku's jaw, or at least that's what should happen. Instead, Goku's head tilts slightly from the impact, and Vegeta's knuckles ache like he just punched a steel wall. "You're not even trying to dodge," Vegeta snarls. "You're just taking the hits." "I'm not used to fighting at this level," Goku admits. The suppression, it makes everything feel wrong, like trying to run through water. "Then stop suppressing." Goku tries. The green-tinted aura flickers brighter, and suddenly his movements become sharper, more fluid. He catches Vegeta's next punch and redirects it, sending the prince spinning. Vegeta recovers in midair, grinning despite himself. "Better, that's more like it." They clash again, and again, and again. Vegeta is fast. Vegeta is skilled. Every technique he throws is polished, precise, the product of decades of training under the most ruthless conditions imaginable. He's fought warriors, monsters, entire armies. He's killed beings that most people couldn't even comprehend. But Goku is something else entirely. Even with his power barely released, even fighting against years of suppression conditioning, even struggling to remember how to fight rather than just defend, Goku is overwhelming. When he lands hits, mountains shake. When Vegeta blocks, the prince's arms go numb. The difference in raw power is staggering, undeniable, almost comical, and yet Vegeta makes him work for it. Because Vegeta is a genius of combat. He reads Goku's inexperienced attack patterns, exploits the hesitation that comes from fear of his own strength, finds angles that even superior power can't easily counter. 15 minutes into the fight, both warriors are breathing hard. "You're holding back," Vegeta accuses between gasps. "You're still holding back." "I have to." "Why?" "Because if I don't..." Goku's aura flickers, and for just a moment, Vegeta sees something else underneath, something vast and terrifying and green. "I don't know if I can stop." Vegeta stares at him, then he laughs. "You're afraid of winning? Of being too strong?" He shakes his head. "You really are pathetic, Kakarot." "Maybe." The fight continues. At the end, Vegeta lies in the dirt, bloodied and beaten but not destroyed. Goku stands over him, breathing hard, green aura still flickering unstably around him. "How?" Vegeta gasps. "How is a low-class warrior this strong, and you're not even at full power?" "I don't know," Goku admits. "I've never released it fully. I'm afraid to." "Afraid?" Vegeta laughs, bloody and bitter. "You have power beyond anything I've ever seen, and you're afraid to use it? The last time I lost control, someone I loved died." That shuts Vegeta up. He stares at this strange warrior, this impossible Saiyan who could probably kill him with a thought but is terrified of his own strength. And something in Vegeta's expression shifts. Not respect, exactly, but recognition. He's seen that kind of pain before, in the eyes of warriors who've lost everything and are desperately trying not to lose anything more. "You're not what I expected," he says finally. "Neither are you." Nappa approaches cautiously, hands raised in a non-threatening gesture. "Prince Vegeta, he's not our enemy." "What?" "Look at him. He didn't kill Raditz. He didn't kill us. He's suppressing himself constantly, exhausting himself, crippling his own potential, all to avoid hurting people." Nappa is old by Saiyan standards. He's seen a lot, fought alongside warriors of every temperament, watched talented fighters destroy themselves through arrogance or rage or fear. And he can see what Goku is, underneath the blank expression and the impossible power, someone carrying a burden that's slowly crushing him. "The Earth is his home," Nappa continues. "He protects it. He married a native woman, had a half-breed child. Whatever Saiyan instincts he might have had, they've been buried under something else." Raditz speaks up, nervous but hopeful. "Brother, please. Earth could be our home too. Frieza would kill us if we return without conquering worlds. But here we could be safe." Goku looks at the three Saiyans, his brother who tried to kidnap his son, the prince who demanded a fight, the veteran who sees more than he lets on. "Stay on Earth," he says finally. "I don't care." Vegeta pulls himself to his feet, pride wounded but intact. "I'll surpass you, Kakarot. One day, I will surpass you." Acceptable. It's not friendship. It's not even alliance, really. Just tolerance. An acknowledgement that they exist in the same space now. But it's a start. Over the following weeks, the Saiyan warriors settle into their new lives on Earth. Raditz builds a small house in the Mount Paozu area, keeping his distance from Goku's family but staying close enough to maintain some connection to his brother. He's not sure what he wants from the relationship. He's spent his whole life believing Kakarot was a failed low-class warrior, And now he's trying to reconcile that belief with the reality of what his brother actually is. Nappa wanders. He's always been more contemplative than his warrior exterior suggests, and Earth offers something the Frieza Force never did: peace. He meditates in wastelands, trains alone in the mountains, slowly comes to terms with the fact that the life he's known is over. Sometimes he visits human towns, watches how they live, these weak, fragile creatures who have no idea how dangerous the universe really is. There's something almost enviable about their ignorance. Vegeta ends up at Capsule Corp. Not by choice, exactly. Bulma tracks him down after hearing rumors about aliens in the wasteland, and being Bulma, decides that investigating potential extraterrestrial life is more interesting than whatever project she was working on. She finds Vegeta fascinating. Not the arrogance, though that's entertaining to needle, but the biology, the culture, the fact that he's from an entirely different species with different capabilities and history. "So, you can just fly?" she asks, circling him with a measuring tape. "Without any technology? Just raw biological capability?" "Yes." "And the tail, does it serve a function? Is it prehensile?" "Goku had one too. Can you?" "Woman, I am the prince of all Saiyans. I didn't come to this backwater planet to be measured like some laboratory specimen." "Cool. What about the energy projection? Is that a biological process or more like controlled nuclear fusion?" Vegeta sputters. No one has ever talked to him like this. Not subordinates, not equals, certainly not some fragile human woman who should be terrified of him. "I could destroy you with a thought," he growls. "Sure, but then who would fix your broken scouter?" She holds up the device, which she apparently pickpocketed during one of her measuring attempts. "I've already figured out the frequency modulation. Give me a week and I can probably build you one that doesn't explode when it reads high numbers." Vegeta stares at her. Bulma stares back, completely unintimidated. "You are either very brave or very stupid," Vegeta finally says. "Little bit of both, probably. Now are you going to let me study your biology, or do I have to keep guessing?" He stays anyway. Tells himself it's for the upgraded equipment, the training facilities, the chance to grow stronger without interference from the Frieza Force or his own injured pride. But somewhere in the back of his mind, he knows that's not entirely true. There's something about this strange, fearless woman that makes him want to prove himself, to show her that he's more than just a displaced prince from a dead world. It's deeply annoying. And all three Earth Saiyans begin training, pushing themselves to catch up to Goku's impossible level. None of them believe they can actually match him, but the attempt itself becomes a purpose. A reason to exist beyond serving Frieza. A reason to become something more than what they were. One evening, Goku sits alone on a cliff near his home watching the sunset. Chi-Chi finds him there. "You've been different since those other Saiyans arrived," she says, settling beside him. "Not a lot, but different." "Have I? You asked me about dinner yesterday." "Actually asked, not just ate what I put in front of you." Goku considers this. "I didn't notice." "I did." Chi-Chi hesitates. "What did they tell you? The other Saiyans?" Goku is quiet for a long moment. The sunset paints the sky in oranges and purples, beautiful and transient. "They told me there was another one," he says finally. "Another infant born the same day as me, with the same power. We were both exiled because the king feared what we might become. Where is he?" "A planet called Vampa. Probably dead." Goku pauses. "Probably." Chi-Chi watches her husband's profile. Even now, after all these years, his face is hard to read, but she's learned to catch the subtle shifts, the tiny tells that suggest something happening underneath the surface. And right now, there's something. A tension in his jaw, a distance in his eyes. "You're thinking about finding him," she realizes. "I don't know what I'm thinking." Goku turns to look at her. Actually look at her, which is rare. "I've spent my whole life controlling this power, suppressing it, building walls so strong I can barely feel anything anymore. And it's killing me, Chi-Chi. Slowly. I can feel it. Then stop suppressing. I can't. If I release it, if I lose control, people die. You could die. Gohan could die. So what, you just suffer forever? Lock yourself away until there's nothing left?" Goku doesn't answer. Because that was the plan, wasn't it? Contain the monster until the monster gives up. Trade potential for safety, power for peace, feeling for emptiness. But now there's this. The knowledge that somewhere out there, another person carries the same burden. Another legendary mutation who might understand, who might have answers. If he's alive, Goku says slowly, he might know things. About what we are, about how to control it without losing everything. Then find him. Vampa is a wasteland. He's been there for over 20 years. The chances, find him, Chi-Chi repeats. Because I'd rather have a husband who's searching for answers than one who's slowly disappearing in front of me. It's the most honest they've been with each other in years. And somewhere deep inside Goku, beneath all the walls and the suppression and the carefully maintained emptiness, something stirs. Hope. Just a flicker. But it's there. So yeah, that's where we are at the end of the Saiyan saga. And honestly, I love how different this is from canon. In the original Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyan saga is all about Goku learning how strong he is, pushing past his limits, dying heroically against Raditz, training with King Kai, and coming back to fight Vegeta in an epic battle that defines the rest of the series. But in this timeline, Goku already knows how strong he is. That's the problem. He's been living with this knowledge for years, and it's been slowly destroying him from the inside out. The drama isn't, can Goku get strong enough to beat the bad guys? The drama is, can Goku learn to use his strength without losing himself in the process? And the answer, the key to everything, isn't training montages or Zenkai boosts or last-minute power-ups. The answer is Broly, another legendary mutation, another person carrying the same burden, another soul who might understand what it means to have power so vast that it terrifies even you. The three Saiyan warriors, Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta, have become unexpected residents of Earth. Not friends of Goku, exactly, but not enemies either. They're training, adapting, trying to figure out who they are without the Frieza force defining their existence. Vegeta's living at Capsule Corp and slowly driving Bulma crazy. Or is she driving him crazy? Probably both. The seeds of one of anime's greatest relationships are being planted, even if neither of them realizes it yet. Nappa's found something like peace in Earth's wilderness, meditating and training and slowly coming to terms with a life without war. And Raditz is awkwardly trying to build some kind of relationship with the brother he never knew, showing up at Goku's house at random times and not knowing what to say when he gets there. It's messy, it's complicated, it's very human, despite involving a bunch of aliens. But the bigger news is the revelation. Broly. Goku now knows there's another legendary mutation out there. Someone who might understand his burden. Someone who might have survived decades on a death world, carrying the same power, fighting the same fight. He can't stop thinking about it, can't stop wondering. The clock is ticking, the pieces are moving, and somewhere on a barren wasteland on the far side of the galaxy, a broken warrior with cruel life and vacant eyes looks up at the sky and feels, for the first time in 2 decades, something other than despair. Something like hope. Next time, in Part 3. Frieza makes his move. King Kai delivers a warning. The Z-Fighters race to Vampa, desperate to reach Broly before the tyrant can claim him. And Goku finally meets the brother he never knew he had. A man raised in hell, who speaks in fragments and only knows pain. The walls are about to come down, for both of them. And when 2 legendary Super Saiyans stand together for the first time, the universe itself will tremble. Stay tuned.